Hello everyone, it is Danny and welcome to this midday update on Hurricane Tammy, which is just paralleling some of the Lesser Antilles right now. It appears to be strengthened a bit or trying to strengthen and will bring very dangerous impacts as we head through the rest of today and into tonight. So you may be in an area right now under a warning that might not be experiencing much more than some rainfall activity. Why is that so? Where's the storm? Well, it is just offshore of the islands and is moving pretty slowly, so it's not moving through very quick. As such, some impacts for some areas has been sort of delayed, but that's more prep time if you have not yet completed those preparations for the storm, because there will be those tropical storm force or hurricane force winds across portions of the Leeward Islands under that hurricane warning. There will also be a lot of that heavy rainfall, the rough seas that's already been seen across some areas, even that coastal flooding as a result of the winds of Tammy pushing that water on shore. So let's look at the latest data for the system, and it has strengthened since this morning. So we're looking at the cone forecast now from NHC, and here we can see that in the latest update at 11 a.m. maximum sustained winds were around 85 miles per hour, and it is moving to the northwest at 8 miles per hour. So as I said, it's just paralleling some of the islands, but those tropical storm conditions have been felt, and there we can see all that color indicating those watches and the hurricane warning in effect. Going through those again, so that hurricane warning in red is in effect for Guadeloupe, Antigua and Barbuda, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, Anguilla, St. Martin, and St. Bartholomew. So those areas are expected to experience those hurricane conditions later today going into tonight. Again, the system is moving pretty slowly, so that is why conditions have not been rapidly deteriorating across some areas, though there have been those gusty winds and intermittent showers across some areas. Next, there's a hurricane watch in effect for Ceiba and St. Eustatius, also a tropical storm warning. So tropical storm conditions are expected as we're going to be heading through the next 24 hours, but hurricane conditions will be possible for those areas. And then there's a tropical storm watch still in effect for Martinique that may be discontinued soon, and then also a watch in effect for the British Virgin Islands. As we head into tomorrow, Tammy could bring such conditions to the British Virgin Islands, periods of heavy rainfall and those gusty winds as well. Those tropical storm force winds between 39 and 74 miles per hour. Again, rainfall totals across the Leeward Islands could be up to 12 inches at the maximum. For the Virgin Islands and eastern Puerto Rico, up to 4 inches. So there hasn't been much of a change in regards to that. And here we are looking at a closer view of the hurricane. And this is the main system, but some of this activity has been displaced away from the center and has been resulting in a lot of heavy rainfall across Barbados. I have been seeing your comments on my main channel over on Weather Girl Danny. So there's been a lot of activity in the area, somewhat similar to what happened with Philippe, where a lot of that activity was sheared away. Areas well away from the center of the storm were experiencing a lot of flooding. Even in Dominica, I remember exactly, in Guadeloupe as well. So it's something a bit similar to that, but we're talking about a stronger system. Unfortunately, that main area associated with Tammy isn't a lot more extensive, because these areas would be getting pounded right now if it was a much bigger area of those tropical storm or hurricane force winds, and also a lot more rainfall activity associated with it. But again, as we head into later this evening and into tomorrow, those hurricane conditions will be bearing down on the various areas under that hurricane warning. And then other areas going to the rest of the Lesser Antilles, Martinique going to Dominica, St. Lucia, potentially for St. Vincent. We know that there's some activity across Barbados right now. There could be some additional rainfall, some heavy downpours at times, even some gusty winds. Down in Trinidad and Tobago, there has been some activity moving through. All that activity feeding up into Tammy has helped to induce some thunderstorms, some periods of heavy downpours at times. Going to the Grenadines, Grenada, a whole lot isn't happening, but there could still be some periods of some showers moving through. We're looking to the west and across the ABC Islands. Take a look at that activity. So I hope you guys are enjoying what's happening there right now. But for many other areas across the Caribbean, there isn't much. A disturbance is in the southwest Caribbean, given a low chance of development. And then there's that wave approaching from the east. So I'll talk more about all these systems on Weather Girl Danny. But going back to Tammy, it is in an area that is not the most conducive, but there is still that chance of strengthening. So there are those very warm waters to help boost that activity. However, there there is some shear impacting the system as well as a bit of dry air intrusion. So those actually help it to remain a bit on the weaker side. Nonetheless, it could still strengthen, try to gradually strengthen over the coming days. Eventually, though, it will encounter some more shear, and that will inhibit strengthening and induce weakening of it. So we'll have to wait and see. And the future track remains uncertain. So other areas such as Bermuda should be keeping watch as we're going to be heading into next week, because the system could make a very close approach to the island. Not a guarantee. So again, I'll go into more details over on Weather Girl Danny, but that is it for this update. And so please stay safe if you're under any of those warnings, and have a wonderful rest of day.